Forest class, hello Matthew class. Nice to see you all. Hope you've had a lovely break over Easter. We had a little break from doing our maths and phonics videos, but now it's after Easter now, so we're back to doing our maths and phonics learning. So Anna will be doing her phonics lessons and I will be doing the maths lessons. So today in our maths lessons we're going to be thinking about number, and reception children, we're going to be thinking about those numbers between 10 and 20. And actually year 1 children, be a really good opportunity for you to revise and to really think about those numbers. And then year 1 children, we're going to go on and think about numbers to 40. And then if you're doing really well on that, you could do the extension activity and go on to think about numbers to 100. Okay, so let's start by doing some counting. So I've got some numbers here and we are going to start on this number and then we're going to count 10 numbers so that we're going to end on 10 more than we started on. I'll show you what I mean. So here's our first number. We're going to start on 9 and we're going to finish on 10 more than 9. Do you know what 10 more than 9 is? Where's my 100 square? We're going to start on 9. 10 more than, let's go a bit closer so you can see. Start on 9. 10 more than 9 is 19. So we're going to start on 9 and we're going to end on 19. Ready? You could do some clapping and counting, couldn't we? Ready? We're going to start on 9. Ready? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Brilliant. Let's do another one. We're going to start on 4. Let's have a look at our 100 square. What's 10 more than 4? Have I got that the right way? Yep. Here's 4. 10 more than 4 is 14. So we're going to start on 4 and we're going to end on 14. Ready? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fantastic. Let's do this little, our numbers are going to get bigger. Do you know what this number is? I wonder if you can read it. We're going to be thinking about numbers as words later in the week, but they are written on these, aren't they? We're going to start on 13. Find 13 on our 100 square. 10 more than 13 is 23. Start on 13, finish on 23. Ready? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Fantastic. Here we go. Next number. 24. Let's have a look on our 100 square. 24. 10 more than 24 is 34. Start on 24, finish on 34. Ready? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Great. Let's do one more. What number is this? 39. 39. Here is our 100 square. There's 39. So 10 more than 39 is 49. I'm going to start on 39, finish on 49. Ready? 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Great, well done. Really good counting. Now today, first thing, we are going to, let me get my right book, be thinking about numbers to 20 to start with. Numbers to 20. So we're going to think about counting objects and counting objects when we've got more than 10. Now I know that you can really well count out objects to 10. So if I were to give you 10 counters, you would really easily be able to count 10. Got some pictures, so let me put some counters on here, see how many I've got. You're really good at doing this. You can count how many we've got. You can count out 10. I know that you're really good at that. You can have a group of objects and you can go 1, 2, and we move them when we count, don't we? As we count them, we move them so that we know we've counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. You're really good at counting out 10 objects. What we're going to have a go at doing is seeing if we can count out more than 10. So if we had 10 or more than 10 objects, we could find 10 and then find out how many more we've got. So we're thinking about those numbers between 10 and 20. So let me show you with the counters. So let's see how many counters I've got. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a group of 10. Make sure I've got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. I've got 10. If I was going to add some more to my counters, so I'm going to get a few more, I'm going to put a few more there. I want to know how many I've got all together. I don't need to count those again. I know that there are 10 there. I've already counted 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I know that there are 10. I can hold 10 in my head and I can go 10, 11, 12, 13. So I can do it. I've got some pictures on the back of here to show you. Let's have a look at this one first. So here I've got some chocolates in a chocolate box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 in my chocolate box. I've got 10 in my chocolate box. But I've got some left over. I don't need to count from 1 again. I can put 10 in my head and I can go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I've got 10 and I've got 4 and I've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I have got 14 chocolates. Got another one here. This time I've got, could be Smarties on a plate, couldn't they? Smarties on a plate. I think I've got 10. Let me just check, but I think I've got 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, great. I've got 10. Got 10 Smarties on my plate, but I've got 2 left over. I was going to say I've got some left over. Oh, already tell me how many I've got left over. I can see I've got 2 left over. I don't need to count from 1 to be able to know how many I've got all together. I can put 10 in my head and I can go 10, 11, 12. So I had 10 on my plate and I had 2 left over, and all together I have got 12. Really good counting on that is. Now I've got a really good page to show you. Let me just put it nice and close so you can see. Here's a really good representation of what those numbers between 11 and 20 mean. So look, here's 11. 11 is 10 and 1. 10 and 1. Here is 12. 12. Oh, sorry. Here is 12. 12 is 10 and 2. 13 is 10 and 3. 14 is 10 and 4. 15 is 10 and 5. Have a really good look at this, and if you want to, you could pause it and talk it through with your grown-up to explain to your grown-up what each number between an 11 and 20 mean. So for example, here's, is that 18? 19. 19 is 10 and 9. That's a really good page to pause on and have a really good look at it so you understand what those numbers between 10 and 20 mean. What we can do, what I thought we would do is do some counting, reception children and year ones. We're going to count between 10 and 20. Between 10 and 20, but I don't want you to say 10, 11, 12. I want you to count, telling me 10 and how many. So what does that number mean? So let me do it first and then you can do it with me. So 10, 10 and 1, 10 and 2, 10 and 3, 10 and 4, 10 and 5, 10 and 6, 10 and 7, 10 and 8, 10 and 9, 10 and 10. I think you can do that with me. So what I'm doing is I'm really hoping that with doing this, you're going to really understand what those numbers mean, because they're quite tricky, the teen numbers. Really important that you understand what each number means, what it represents. So let's have a go. I'm not very good at pointing at them, so what I might do is just hold it and count, and then you can point to them as we're counting them together. So we'll start on 10. So 10, 10 and 1, 10 and 2, 10 and 3, 10 and 4, 10 and 5, 10 and 6, 10 and 7, 10 and 8, 10 and 9, 10 and 10. Brilliant, well done. That's so good, reception children. What you could do now is what I'd like you to do is go and find your counters. Now I can't remember how many counters I've given you. I think it was 20. If it's 20, I want you to go and take a handful of them. See if you can group one set into 10 and then find out how many more you've got. Just like I did with the counters. So you take a handful, count out 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 10. I'm going to put 10 in that hand. And then look, I've got 2 left over. 10, 11, 12. So I'd like you to go and practice that. Now Jordan, I've got a special, something special I'd like you to do today. I want you to go around your house and count how many different things that you've got. I want you to go and count in your cupboard how many cups you've got. I want you to go and count how many tins there are. I want you to go and find the shoes and go and count how many shoes there are. And when you've done that, I want you to write it on your whiteboard. So I want you to write, so if you find 7 cups, I want you to write 7. If you find 5 shoes, I want you to write 5. So that's my job for you today, Jordan. Okay, year 1 children, let's go on. Reception children, you can carry on listening if you want to, but this is particularly for our year 1 children. We're going to just do a little bit more of what we were doing. And we're going to think about counting, but we're going to think about counting to 40. So I have got here, oh no, not there. Where is it? Here. I have got pictures here. And I want us to think about how many have we got? How many have we got? So let's count the top row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in the top row. Let's see how many I've got in the bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 2 sets of 10. I could circle those, couldn't I? This is going to make it much easier for me to count, because if I just kept counting, there's quite a lot to count. It would take me quite a long time and I might get confused. So I'm going to circle my groups of 10. Whoops. Circle my groups of 10. So I've got 2 groups of 10. I've got 10 and another 10, and then I've got some left over. What I can do is I can count in tens. We're really good at counting in tens, aren't we? We're really good at it. So we can count in tens and then we can find how many more. So I can do 10, 20, 1, 2, 3. So I know that there are 20, and then 1, 2, 3, and 3. I reckon you know what that is, but if you wanted to, you could put 20 in your head and go 20, 21, 22, 23. I've got 23. So we're just doing exactly what we did with reception children, but we're going a bit further and counting in tens. So you're going to have more than one group of 10. Let me show you another one. Here. This time I have got flowers. What you could do is, in a minute, you could pause the video looking at these flowers and count how many I've got in a row, how many are in each row, how many left over, and how many all together. So pause it now and try and do that. All right, let's see if you've got the same answer as me. I think there are 10 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Brilliant. So I've got 3 groups of 10. I can count in tens. 10, 20, 30. So I've got 30. I've got some left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 left over. You might just know what that is, 30 plus 5. But if you needed to count, 10, 20, 30, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. My answer is 35. That's what I've got. Now, year 1 children, what I want you to go away and do now is I want you to find in your house, you might have, I'm hoping somewhere, you've got groups, lots of things. So it might be, I thought a good thing would be do all the knives and forks in your house. If I were to pull out all my knives and forks and spoons, we would have a big pile of objects. And then I want you to try and group them in tens and how many more are left over, and then count in tens and count how many are left over. Exactly like, here's one here, look, in this book of mine here. Here, we've got groups of tens, 3 groups of 10, so they found beads, and they put their beads into groups of 10, and then some left over. And then I want you to count in tens, 10, 20, 30, and then how many left over, okay? So that's what I'd like you to go and have a go at doing now. And if you can do that and you're managing with those numbers to 40, then you can come back and we're going to think about, just for a little bit, numbers to 100. Okay, so go and have a go at doing that. Right, numbers to 100, wow. Here's my 100 square. Your grown-ups have got in the resources that I gave them 100 square like this. So first thing, if you want to count to 100, you need to know your numbers to 100. So the first thing I want you to do, either you can pause it on this, or if you've got a printer, or you can look at it on a screen, you've got 100 square in your resources. I want your grown-up to point to a number and for you to tell them what that number is. So I could point here. What's that number? What's that number? What's that number? What's that number? To have a go at doing that first. And then we're going to just have a look at counting. So I've got a really good sheet, bits of paper that I want to show you to have a go at doing this. So here, these sets of pens are in groups of 10. So each packet has got a 10. So there's one set of 10s. So that is then 10. 2 groups of 10, that is 20. 3 groups of 10 is 30. 4 groups of 10 is 40. 5 groups of 10 is 50. And then here are the number are from 60 to 100. That's a really good page to pause on and to see if you can count in tens. So if we're trying to work out what this number is, well, let's count in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So I want you to pause on this page and make sure you can count with each set of pens, that you can count in tens to work out what these numbers are. I want you to have a go at doing that. If you get that done and you can do it, what a lot to do. This is what I want you to have a go at. So on that page that I just showed you, they were using packets of pens. So we're going to use packets of pens, but we're just going to pretend our rectangles are packets of tens. Okay, so I'm going to draw some packets of tens on my whiteboard, and you're going to work out how many, and there might be some ones left over as well. So I want you to look at that and figure out how many pens I have got. Remember, each rectangle is a packet of pens, and in each packet are 10. Can you work out how many I've got now? Should we work it out together? 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43. Let's do another one. Right, here we go. It's bottom one. See if you can work out how many pens I have got in this bottom set. Count in tens and how many left over. Should we do it together? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Let's write those numbers out of those two groups that I've done. So the top one, there were 40 and 3. So that made 43. And this one, there were 70 and 5. And that made 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. That made 75. Amazing. What you can do now is either get your grown-up to draw some sets of tens and ones for you to work out, or maybe you could do some for your grown-up. See if your grown-up can count in tens and ones as well. Great learning today. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.